Yes, yes, yo. What's up? The red light is on. Must mean the donuts are ready. That, or it's time for this. Call to the pen, baby, with your host, John Legeza, at John Legeza on the Bird app. Holler at me on the Bluebird, yo. Call to the pen, HQ, black sheep of the Hammer Betting Network. Holler at your boy Rob Pizzola for bringing you this, the fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere. The usual suspects, of course, they're in the house. Once you get a taste of this, there's just nothing like it. Michael K, Nick J, OPNG, Jeremy C. Oh my goodness, Steve Dubb. Can't forget all the usual suspects. Kobayashi up in the house. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend, man. I fully, discharged, disconnected yesterday. Really important before we hop into the games. And I tweeted yesterday. I hate quoting my own tweets, but sometimes brilliance does come out of the bottom of a brown water bottle. And I was tweeting, Didi, what's up, man? Hope you had a great weekend, everyone. I was tweeting that I was obliterated at a brunch, not to promote over drinking, but I wasn't driving, so that's fine. And I was wasted at a brunch and just dying to start betting. I see how people, it was like the evil say, the leprechaun, I'm the leprechaun. It was crazy. To feel like, not to say I felt like a normie, but to kind of get the feeling that I think regular people get right now. I'm certainly not regular, right? We know that much. And it felt really good to actually fight that urge, and I did not bet. Right now, like whatever, if it's a couple bucks. But I think it's more about the discipline and the disconnect, like I mentioned. So what I mean is we spent all day, 24 hours, 6 days a week, grinding this stuff to bring you this show. Death Taxes, sun rising in the east, setting in the west. Bears making dookie in the middle of the woods and me up before the crack of dawn. I mean, you can't fake this kind of funk. Check it out on Twitter, pin tweet, take your right to Sharpener and the Google Doc. It's still open right now. I'm having a hell of a time getting the site renovated. I had a mega ask and I kind of swamped them. But for right now, it's free. Check it out. You can follow all the pitcher stats. Now it's advanced hitter stats, team stats, bullpen stats, running the algo. It's kind of ridiculous. SP ranks and play team totals. Jesus. I do all by myself. I absolutely love it because you live it, right? I absolutely live it. And there's no hiding that. Again, I can't promise that we're going to win in the short term. Golly, I wish I could. And one thing I really mean is if I give up my profits for you, if I could, I would lose so you could win if it was possible. But it doesn't work that way. So what can we do? Control the work ethic, right? Control the attitude, big smile up on the face, working very hard. We closed out really weak. Just all the things that happen, right? When bad bounces and walk-offs and these, and it is what it is. So what did I do? The thing I do best, try and help people in times of need. Put up the PSA. You can check those out. Search my name and PSA on Twitter. I have a decent thread of some really, really good lessons that I've learned. A lot of them were from the trading floor, but they really have a perfect translation over to betting. Risk management and attitude and all these things. And that was what this is, just real quick before we hop into the games and show off all the stuff that we do. You're going to lose sometimes. And in like a World Series season, right, the 1995 Mariners that won 108 games or whatever, they lost a couple games 12-0. And the Chiefs on the way to a Super Bowl would get blown out 35-7 sometimes. Just happens, right? There was that game to the Colts last year. Nobody thought, it happens. On the way, right? Part of the larger success are little failures. And don't take this from making excuses. We don't make excuses from here. We don't make excuses. We do the work, right? We do the work. We show the work. We make the bets strictly managed. We grade it fairly, and then we just move on. Let's get to the analysis. Why people kind of buy some of the BS I'm selling. I actually skipped the first game. Sorry. The Patriots Day thing. I didn't want to get it out. It would have been halfway over, and now, of course, it's delayed. But let's get into the 640 stuff. There's like a decent slate. It's not full, right? Not too hot, not too cold. So this should be perfect. Again, follow me up on Twitter to get the Sharpener. You could follow these pitching sheets. I think they're just, God, whatever. I made them. I hope I like them. All right. It's a Guardians going to Detroit Rock City, 8 Mile. Hunter Gaddis to meet the Boyd boys. Hunter Gaddis back to, it's only 20 innings so far in the pros. It's been rough go. How about a 12 ERA, 1.85 whip, OPS north of 1,000, earned run indicators, just very poor. Stuff plus at 84. Again, I've just added stuff plus to that sheet. Not enough chases. That number down to 26. Too much contact. That number up at 89. 58% fly ball, 14% barrel equals what? 3.5 home runs per 9. Jesus. And a 400 expected WOBA on contact. So Gaddis just really, he's been getting bashed and bruised. I think it was lefty. See, this is some of the stuff I've been having trouble balancing in real time, right? The things that I come and bring, put on the algo and all that stuff that I don't always get through during the show, right? Because there's so much balancing and I just can't keep all the different notes. I know I had Kerry Carpenter circled. Let's bring up those. I know I printed that one before. I really like this. Gaddis, of course, he's been getting just brutalized, and it's made its way over into this year. 12 2/3, giving up 12 earned runs, 5 walks, only 1 home run, 8.5 ERA, 92 zone contact, 50% fly ball. All the things that we're kind of looking for. And again, if you're into this stuff, I've been trying to get into more split stuff. That's on the sheet. I just added home runs as well. So Gaddis, just terrible. 1,200 OPS to lefties. 5% came on his walk, 4.7 home runs per 9 to lefties. So how about Kerry Carpenter? Gosh, I think I have a bunch of plays. Let's make these. Oh man, Jay Bird. I need the amount. I didn't do the math at first, and since we've been going in real time, man, I don't want to make a hiccup here. Let's be reasonable. Let's say about 0.2, because I think that'll get us to the number. I'm just going roughly off the back of my hand. So when we say 0.2, people, right, a unit is a percentage of stack. That's why even when we lose, we don't. I don't want to say we don't care, but I don't really care. Because it's strictly managed right within a daily allotted risk. So 1% equals 1 unit. That's why we use decimal points. 0.2 units, 1/5 of a unit. I love it on these total base props. They're all at this plus money. And that way you get to keep a nice low win percentage, right? I'm Mr. Low Expectation. So let's get with Kerry Carpenter. He's been excellent against righties so far this year. The batting average is low, but it's almost like whatever. We're looking for extra base hits. He has a 281 ISO, right? That's your extra base hit rate, quite literally isolated slugging. So 28% for Kerry Carpenter, cleaning up, batting against righties every single day. 500 slug to go with it. So that's kind of, stuff we're looking for. He has 2 homers and 3 doubles so far against righties. And I think Gaddis has just really struggled with the fastball. So let's look for Carpenter to do a little bit of work today. I think that's it. I do like Boyd, and I think I might have printed the F5. Let's take a look at Matthew Boyd. Going back to 2022, only 22 and a third, but a 2.42 ERA, 1.2 whip, 460 OPS, really popping off the page. Boyd's been just excellent since he got back until this year, right? That was the little bit of last year. He was really good. 9 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 7 walks, no homers allowed, which really is the first thing I look at with Matt Boyd, right? That was always an issue for him, giving up too many home runs. Funny, I stopped. Let's just spin a quick ball really quick. You guys get at us, right? I listen to you. That's why I think the show gets better all the time, because we're taking feedback from the very sharp Looney Tune bin in the comment section right now, And I'm trying to figure out when we want to make the switch to 2023 only. I'll just do it briefly. Again, I'm fully transparent. Obviously more data, better data. So we want to go back to 2022, but we have to keep in mind all the rule changes and trajectory changes and stuff that might have happened this year. It's just double the work to look at it all and then to zoom back in. I had mentioned Eno Sarah's colleague at Athletic had mentioned stuff plus and pitchers kind of stabilizing at 400 pitches. Do a little bit of rough math, maybe get 4 or 5 starts, which is coming up soon. So just give everybody the warning. So Boyd, K percent equals the walk percent. But again, I think a lot of this is him just kind of getting right. And, maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm way off on this one. I just tend to like Matthew Boyd. I think we saw bits of it in the preseason. We see some flashes of it thus far, but he's going to have to keep the walks on the wrap. But I do like him even money. Again, getting that money back on the tie. Detroit offense has been pretty terrible, but we're not going to need much from Gaddis. Detroit probably get the 2-run F5 total as well. But I think that one's it. I don't want to back the Guardians because I do kind of like Boyd. And like I said, I think I don't know. I think Gaddis, he might be really bad, right? Cleveland just had so many injuries. Right, I'm stumbling over my words because we generally look at Cleveland as one of those organizations that very good developmentally and stuff like that. We like to get behind. But they've had so many injuries. McKenzie's spot is Cody Morris' spot. So sometimes you just get caught with guys that maybe aren't ready yet. Again, if you're looking for Detroit, make it F5. Their bullpen's been terrible, 5.5 ERA. Cleveland bullpen's been very good. So I had Carpenter. I also have Riley Green circled. I'm not going to hit it for that, but I want to mention the names that pop up on the tracker also. If we have DFS players, other plot players, and prize pick players, and whatever players out there, people parlaying player props, pick a pepper player props. Holler at me. All right, let's go. Next up, it's the Flat Fish from Florida. Tampa Bay Rays and Jalen Beeks going to Cincinnati to face Hunter Green. These are the easiest fades for me, these games, because I like Hunter Green so much. We also like the fact the Reds stink and the public will get us a good price, but we don't really want to pitch in Cincinnati. Sorry, I got to bring up my God. These betting sites, they refresh all the time. You have to log in. Like I can have 100,000 in a trading account that doesn't refresh the amount of times that freaking DraftKings does it say. It's really insane. Sometimes I feel like maybe it's not about security. They're just kind of messing with us. I don't know. Anyway, you got to think Green has the pitching edge on Beeks, right? Thus far, Green's been shaky, but the underlying stuff is strong. Check it out, Hunter Green on the season. 14 innings pitched, 8 earned runs, 6 walks, only 1 homer. It's a 5.14 ERA, but the Sierra at 3.14, 35% K rate. We love that. 14 swing and strike, 78 in-zone contact, all the things we really like to see. You know, he hasn't given up home runs. That's really where it's at, right, when it comes to Hunter Green. His BABIP is at 457. The problem looking for BABIP progression is the environment. So you can see where Yamano, what's up? The Doc, 089 up in place. What's up, Paisano? How we doing? Yeah, I hear you. You know, again, quick stop, and it's not to show my own stuff. Thoughts on playing the F5 algo hits that books moved to 2.5. Gosh, go by the algo score. You know, I'm going to put out a tutorial for how to read this thing because what he's referring to is Nick Johnson, Green's a start in fantasy, especially when you get off to a good start. So to reading the model, because I know this applies to a lot of people betting. They see, you know, again, I put out all this stuff, the stuff we don't cover is all in that sheet all free, if not 24.5 cents a day, whatever. We're moving lines. I post these things. You know, I'm very regimented, right? So the pitching data comes out at 8. The totals and rankings are coming out by 9, followed by picks and then props for the day. I always force out the F5 team totals because we're just rocking the books. They don't really know what to do with us. They want to post them at 2 flat, but they don't want to eat the pushes. So they're juicing us up. They're following our accounts, which is why sometimes I post and then play, and I'm trying to get it all at once. But we're certainly moving lines. When it comes down to individual plays, you got to go for the algo. You know, sometimes, right, you make it a 2.25. I don't think I go 2.25. But you've got a 2.3 or higher. You know, it's weird because, again, right, that's not telling you they're going to score 2.25 runs. You can't score that. We're like aiming the cannon, right, and thinking about array. All right, we got to move on. But I'm going to do something about reading the model. I really like Hunter Green. I think that ballpark is a joke. And though the Cincinnati offense hasn't been great, I have year-to-date and the last 7 up. Again, the disappointing stuff's been good because they're an on-base team. But the BABIP gets floated because of the ballpark. So I think this one might have got posted at 1.5 team total, but it's juiced up. So we're not going to hit it. But there is a tip there if you want like an inner looking into it. This is some of the first things we're looking for. Look and see if there's a 1.5 F5 team total in Cincinnati or in Colorado. Any good model is probably going to have them over 1.5 runs. The thing is, they used to get posted at minus 120. Now they get posted at minus 145. We're hitting them 145. It's moving into 170 before it then moves totally to 2.5. So again, we are like a progenitor of CLV, and I know that's part of why people are paying for my stuff. Because even if you're not tailing me, like whatever, we're up to a couple percentage points. Like I said, I can't promise that. But what I can promise is quality data. And hopefully smart people gravitating and building on it. So again, all the little stuff you get here when you roll with us, call to the Pen HQ. I waited to ask for a rate, review, and subscribe. Because that stuff matters just way more than it should. If you're down with what we're doing here, put on a goddamn clinic, right? This is just freaking nuts here. This show is insane. This is not normal, what we're doing here. The balance of theory, analytics, application, right? Like true, and that's just, I love this, my favorite, the process. Everyone has a process. And when you ask them, the process is, that's what the process is. Pull the string, I have a process. Pull the string, I have a process. Here we're actually naming units and doing the decimal work, right? All the stuff that matters to keep you in the arena. Like me, big nose with welts on it. All right, let's move it up. So I'm kind of fading this one. But man, oh God, Jay, what's the F5 on Cincinnati? I can't believe I'm doing this. How plus is the plus? All right, can we? You know, I mentioned this to you, everybody. I mentioned this to Jay Bird too. Let's get a dime on it. I want to start getting into the habit of this, of not being a coward when I feel the analysis, but also not being afraid to lose, right? So when you're afraid to lose, it means you're betting too much. So let's just bet less. Let's put a dime piece on Cincinnati F5. If anything, maybe we'll get it back on the push. But at plus 120, I just can't get away from the pitching disparity, right? And if you check the algo, I've got him pretty close. And when you get him close, you could go with the dog. So again, Tampa Bay's smoking hot. They're wrecking all the models right now because the way they're playing, the way they're hitting, the way they're pitching. But yeah, let's go Cincinnati F5. Put a dime spot on it. But I love the odds, man. I love the plus odds we get here. You know, yeah, That's what it's all about, people, right? You don't want to pay juice. I'm not saying you can't pay juice. I know people. I have like a bad model. I'm getting a bad reputation for saying that you can't pay juice. No, but it's a tax, and we're using a model to find strength of plays here. Like, why would you pay juice when we're identifying plays at plus money that no one is able to identify the difference? I love that. People think like model strength hit equals more success. If only that was the case, right? If only that was the case. All right, let's move it up. San Francisco treats Los Gigantes, Logan Webb, headed to Miami to face the Jesus Lizard and the Marlins. Logan Webb been really good last 209 innings, 305 ERA, 117 whip, 655 OPS. I took a fat loss on Friday or maybe Saturday, whatever, because the Giants defense I've been terrified of. Huge letdown, making crazy errors. They have a catcher in left field making errors. All the earn run indicators at like 3.3 or below. So Webb, not really somebody you want to go after. 6% walk, 30 CSW, 62 first strike. Though the zone contact is high, right? 88%, 56% ground ball. That's really low, right? Less than 3/4 of a home run per 9. Sub 300 expected WOBA, right? All the kind of check marks that I look for when I'm looking to avoid it. I've just really been into the Jesus Lizard so far. He's on. Maybe right. Maybe I'm biased here. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that Giant front line was brutal. Oh my god. We're up 6-1 in the third. When you're like Johnny Smart, and then these things turn on you and smoke you. Part of why I like F5, but then you lose that, right? There's no perfect way, people. You always want to be ahead 6-1 in baseball. We just didn't get it done. It sucked. All right, Jesus Lizard. I have a soft spot for him because it's on my Cy Young ticket. 18 2/3 so far, only 4 earned runs, 20 strikeouts, 6 walks, and a single. Shamalama Ding Dong, 1.93 ERA, 113 whip, 267 expected ERA, 19% canvas walk, all the stuff we like. 15.5 swing and strike. He looks phenomenal right now. 38 O swing, 82 zone contact, right? He can beat hitters in, he can beat hitters out. Really, he's been great. Half of a home run per 9 for the Jesus Lizard. I think he's just going to dominate these Giants. Giant offense also dead last for us lefties. It's really, really bad. I think they're dead last in K rate. 28% K rate for the Giants. 12.5 swing strike, 82 in zone contact. Right? So just a perfect matchup for Lazaro. They offer and miss a lot, and that's what he excels at. The problem is Miami offense is gross. 690 team OPS on the season. Zoom in last 7 and touch better at 731. But the zone contact too low. Walk rate down below 6 for the week. 7 on the season. League leading 18 ground ball double plays. Yuck. Just horrific. Just horrific. So I'm leaving this one alone. I did have it undermarked, but it went to 3.5 for the F5, and I don't really like to go there. So if you're checking the algo, you're going to see a lot of blue, right? A lot of blue ink there, which means just kind of, like I said, sometimes I call them a dogfight. I tend to think that Miami has the edge here. Maybe with the contact, maybe you should be looking to play into that defense. But Miami is favored, so let's just move it on. Again, any other questions, you can up in the comments, even after the show, right? I mean, my work doesn't stop when the show ends here at all. And I'm probably just really, I'd say just beginning because I've been up since 5 o'clock, but it's still rock and rolling. So get up in the comments here or on Twitter. Hit up the Call to the Pen HQ handle. And we're going to get to the questions, right? Because we actually really care about that stuff. Unlike other people who you could tell, right? Can't you tell what shows they just show up unprepared, whatever. They get things wrong. They don't care. You see me absolutely scrambling, right? As if I didn't have enough information at my disposal. All right, let's move it up. It's Phillies and it's White Sox. Zach Wheeler, my dude, for the Fighting Phils, going to the wrong side of the tracks in Chicago to meet Lance Lynn. It's been a mixed bag for Wheeler. Too many free passes so far. But other than that, I don't really want to overreact because the earn run indicators and stuff are all really strong. The swing and strike is strong, right? We know Wheeler's really good. Sub 3 expected ERA. Only 1 home run on the year. Zone contact down at 77. Like he's winning in the zone. All the things. I like the things that we're really looking for underpinning. So I tend to have faith in Wheeler. White Sox offense, it's been a little gross, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to the videotape. White Sox offense, yeah, it's pretty gross. 12.5 swing and strike on the season, 37 O swing. Those are both bottom 5. 48 ground ball, bottom 5. 300 or less xWOBA against lefties and righties. Real struggle. Last 7 days after the injury started hitting. 270 team OBP, 649 OPS, 36 O swing, 4.5 barrel. That's a 283 team WOBA. Yikes. Phillies game is postponed. Sorry about that, Javon. What a waste. What a waste. Well, they're going to run it back. You can listen to this 30 seconds tomorrow. Goodness gracious. Sorry out there. I got to have my finger more on the pulse. Some bad weather there. I'll probably answer some of the, right, we saw the low totals, which is funny because I'm getting off, but I'm getting off on seeing the low totals on these bad weather days because we're not necessarily looking for home runs. We're looking for 1.5. It's ridiculous. Like 1.5 is just, yeah, I hear you, Nick. Nick might have seen it on the algo. Again, the top hits become bets. The other, because I get tons of player hits. Remember, I did a lot of DFS stuff for FTN and Win Daily and stuff like that. So I have experience and I know I'm catering to some of that. I had Marsh and Kyle Schwarber. I have Schwarber for home every day, except he's like 2+205. Enough of that. More of this. Do me a favor, Jay Bird. Let's cut right to the chase, man. Bring up the run line. It's Texas and Jacob the GOAT going to Kansas City to Royals with cheese to face Jordan Lyles. How much did this move? All right, this one this is one of the few places we're actually going to pay some juice for. Too much on the F5. Let's go for the full game here. See if we could validate it also. Just going to double check as I'm rambling. Yeah. All right, we're going to go full game here. Run line, Texas. Jacob deGrom, very, very good. Jordan Lyles, not so much. So far in the season, 16 2/3 from deGrom, 8 earned runs. That's a 4.32 ERA, but the expected ERA 2.22. Sierra at 1.93. His stuff plus on the fastball is 1.53, 41% K to 3% walk. Machi, Liberace. Ignore the ERA, people. 40 O swing, 77 O zone contact. Jacob deGrom is the GOAT. Absolute GOAT. Remember, Kansas City's offense, we've identified them. They're a split team, right? 331 expected WOBA on the season versus lefties, only 292 against righties. 211 team BA on the season, 273 OBP on the year, 37 O swing. Zoom in last 7. 20% K minus walk, 39 O swing, 294 team WOBA. They're in a lot of trouble. This is funny. My computer chair just ate up my shoelace and it's wrapped, and now like I'm trapped right now. So we're going nowhere, baby. So yeah, it's Jacob deGrom and the Rangers by a country mile. Even after losing Seager, Rangers offense has been okay. 744 team OPS. They don't chase, right? The things that we look for. They're making contact. 327 team WOBA. Lyles, it's been a struggle. I mean, what else is new? 17 and a third. 21 hits, 10 earned, 15 Ks to 4 walks, 2 Shamalama ding-dongs. ERA, expected ERA, both north of 5.25. 20% K to 5% walk, but only 6% swing strike. 92 zone contact. And that's what we're going to be looking for. That 46% fly ball, 10.5 barrel. It's been a real struggle for Lyles spotting the fastball. It's been just a joke for him. I think. How about Adolis Garcia? One of the first people that comes to mind for me. Those props. If he's at 130, we'll go for it. If not, no thanks. Let's back it up. Nasty Nate in the naughty jungle of love. We'll check Nate low. Again, when you get like equal signals, 2 ways to play it, people. If you get good even money, good plus money, split your risk, hit one of 2, and profit, move on. I always am looking for the easy way out. We move this one. I guess I printed Nate low. Let's jump on the plus money, plus 110, still hanging out there at Caesars. I know the 120. Well, you know me, Jay Bird. I know Jay Bird. Jay Bird's on. We know you're on it, but you know me, man. I'm a man of the people, and I just like to be. I don't like to be thought of as that person that only grabs the best line, like the one that maybe not could get. So it's almost, I forget the bid process where you use the second highest bid. So I've been trying to use the next tier of pricing. But again, we should be using the best because we're using BetStamp. Everybody, betstamp.app/call to the pen. How about that for a ad read? Knocked it right out of the park, baby. I'm going to do my trot now. So yeah, let's get Nate low. Nasty Nate in the naughty jungle of love. I mean, he's been awesome. I'm not sure why the market's like so slow to respond to this guy being a GOAT. Against righties so far in the year, he's batting 298, 532 slug, 858 OPS, 234 ISO, right? We're getting 5 at bats, so there's your 2 bases right there. 2 homers, 5 doubles so far for the big dog. So let's get Nasty Nate. Even if you can't get that Caesars plus 120 via BetStamp, you should get plus 110. Add that to the ticket. What did we go? 0.2, right? Did we did originally 0.2? Thank you very much, Jay. Appreciate your help. Everybody, you know, again, it takes a village sometimes. Keep an eye on those decimal points. They really, really matter. They really matter, right? People out there betting 32 units, getting smoked. 3 good days in a row, so you push all your chips in only to get your nuts punched, to be prolapsed, as I would say, you know. So just be careful. All right, so give me the Texas run line and Nate Lowe on a total basis. Next up, it's the Snakes with shapes on their back. Merrill Kelly going to meet the Redbirds and Jack Flaherty. I'm just head scratching here. Flaherty's been a mystery, wrapped in an enigma thus far. I mean, I've always liked Jack Flaherty, right? You know, top flight kind of pitching stuff there. But if you're going back to 2022, you know, you're 55 and a third, 3.5 ERA, but a 1.6 whip. I mean, it's getting crazy with these walks now. FIP, XFIP, and Sierra north of 5.1. Stuff plus on a fastball below 100 at 95. A 4.3% K-minus walk, just not what you expect from Flower at all. O swing down to 26, way below average. The power stuff good, right? He's keeping the ball down. He's keeping the ball in the yard. 45 ground ball, 2% blast, 0.8 home runs per 9. Yeah, I see it, Javon. Like, feel free to put your name phonetically. I was hypothetically with an idiot to make sure I'm saying it right. You know, I've got to respect that stuff. Yeah, back into the games. Flaherty's been an absolute disaster. The 2023 line is bananas, right? 13 Ks to 14 walks in 15 innings, 3 earned runs and a homer. 6.5 Sierra and a 1.76 ERA. What a split year. I think they finally get to him, right? Eventually he's going to start having to throw strike. I mean, like, has that never been a thing? Is that a thing? Got to throw strikes to win? So let's see it. He's going to have to throw strikes. Arizona offense, you know, they're not walking. It'd be hard to walk them. Dead last. 5% walk in a year, 5% walk last 7. The trend, right? They're bad, though. Last 7, 614 OPS, but top 5 in doubles in the year, top 5 in steals on the year, top 5 in K rate end zone contact. So something's got to give. The X-Wob against righties for those Diamondbacks pretty poor. I know I hit up, like Raven with a J. I like that Javen. That's dope. See, I would have picked up on that with the E. Holla back at your boy. Like I said, we're all about effort here. This show absolutely reeks of effort. That's what I'm all about you. Because about you, I'm just like a fat guy streaming on his computer. All right, what's the story? The story is going to be, you know, Merrill Kelly, is he able to out-vanilla the St. Louis offense? The problem is, without believing in the pitching, you're constantly facing minus 160, which is what I saw last on the Cardinals, and which is where I'm going to leave it. Because Kelly, it's tough go. You know, it's been almost very similar to Flaherty, 15 and a third for Kelly. 15 Ks, but 12 walks, 18.5% walk rate. What? But he's keeping the ball down similar, no home runs. It's really tough to get your finger on it. Guys that we normally think of having a bit more control. You know, the contact number is even good for Kelly, so it's going to come down to, right, if he makes those mistakes. And I'm not saying that he will or he won't, but the problem is the price you're paying for that. So that's where I've kind of struggled, is just getting with the juice. In case Flaherty's bad, right? He's been bad. So what if he's bad and Kelly is okay? Diamondbacks do what they do, which just isn't walk, put the stick on the ball, and just kind of get it done. St. Louis offense, again, very good. It's just a chance. But they didn't do a lot of double plays, right? Believe it or not, they're not actually scoring as much as you'd think. The underpinning stuff's really strong. You know, top in line drive rate, top 5 hard hit rate. Better than 330 X-Woba on righties, which is very strong, right, to have the majority. I don't know if you can watch me to pay Kelly and Flaherty. I know. Although, without money on it, definitely not. All right, next up, come on. Enough of these boring games. We have a lot to do. So much to do and so little time to do it. It's the Bluebirds from north of the border. Kevin Gausman going to meet the Astros and Christian Javier. I am the most boring handicapper in the world. I must guarantee you when these two teams are playing, I'm not going to be betting on it. Gausman going back to 2 years, in case someone is, though. 195 innings, 314 ERA, 1.2 whip. He's looked excellent. In earned indicators below 3, right? FIP, XFIP, Sierra below 3. 28.5 K to only 4% walk. I mean, that's all the goodies right there. That's all the stuff they really hope for in your ace. 65% first strike, 42 O swing. That splitter is just like absolutely gross. And these numbers are with a 360 BABIP. Just hard to believe that these are the Gausman bad luck numbers thus far this year. 20 innings pitched, only 3 earned runs, 25 Ks to 3 walks, 1.35 ERA, 1 whip flat. 27.8% K minus walk with the 49% ground ball rate, keeping the ball in the yard, 6% barrel. Gausman kind of looking like an ace. Houston offense, bit disappointing, right? A lot of red, a lot of blue. Check it out. The reason I've been avoiding, not trying to. Oh, Steve Dubb, pull percentage always good, especially with combinations. And if you're using the Fangraphs tab, Steve Dubb, picking up on the newest edition again, right? I bring these sheets every day, but I'm always adding to them. I added team pull, one of the things that kind of circumvent bad weather mush ball stuff, right? You can get home runs without barrels if you pull the ball, I think is what I mean to say. So we're looking for teams that have a combination, not just pull, right? You need pull, you need to elevate. So we're looking for fly ball plus pull, plus hard hit, really, right? Again, the tapestry. But great question, Stephen. That's more what you get when you check out the sheet. Again, feel free to always ask. Houston, lots of red, lots of blue. The reason why I've avoided going after them feels like maybe a bit of a mistake, Best disciplinary basket in the league, maybe like there with the Mets. 21K to 10% walk. This is as a team with an 89% in-zone contact. The thing is, the Astros, which you kind of assume good quality, 27 hard hit, 5.5 barrel. They have a 299 xWOBA against righties. That is atrocious. I can't believe how bad that is. I guess the public is on it. Gausman's a slight favorite. I was actually thought maybe if that was like near even money, I might have hit that one. But I'm not going to pay juice to go up against the Astros. And Christian Javier, who I like, this year it's been a bit disappointing, but he still is very good. 17 innings, 8 earned runs, so 4.24 ERA, 4.18 expected, 4.11 Sierra, 118 whip. Not great, but the walk rate non-existent at 3%. The swinging strike rate of 13.5, which we love. The flashes are there. Fly balls without the home run, so that's fine. Suppressing hard hit rates. And you're kind of wondering almost what's going on here. The BABIP even under control. I don't know, just it feels like almost like everything's fine. Sometimes that's just what it is, right? That it's like batted ball luck without BABIP. We'd like to see a bit more chase from Javier. That number 20 and a half. Last year was a bit better than average, like 34. You go back to 166 innings to last year. He's been really, really good. Stuff plus in the fastball down precipitously this year. Keep an eye on that. So I think player props are up in the house was good, gang. I mean, we are bringing goats up in here, right? I mean, like, geez, if I'm a goat, player props a damn shepherd, right? I mean, because there are people whose work I look to. PPS, one of those people. Look for him coming up on Friday. We're gonna start doing like Friday guests. I got some special like the goats, few crazy asses. We're gonna bring them on the show for Fridays to tackle these full slates and get a different taste of it. Right? Again, I'm very vocal about. I'm not right and you're wrong just because we're different. We're just that. We're just different. And there are a lot of different ways to win at this. My grandfather would say there's 100 ways to skin a cat without scratching his asshole. Well, if you're into that stuff, press the cartoon thumb because it matters more than it should. Rate, review, and subscribe to the audio-only pod. Call to the pen. Using BetStamp to get the best deal. So Kevin Gausman, I'm probably going to look back. I think Toronto smokes the Astros, and I'm going to feel like a clown that I don't want to eat the 15 cents juice, but I'm not going to. Move it up. Rich Hill going for the black and yellow. The Pirates heading to Colorado. I don't know. Take your pitching analysis, write it very neatly on a piece of paper. Crumble it up and burn it because that's what it's worth. You just can't look to pitch in Colorado. It's just a matter of you flip the coin on the over or not. I know people hate to hear it, but that's what it is. The big question here, of course, has to be Kyle Freeland, right? I mean, and this is a good one, right? Because this is where we only have a few games. So this would be good. We have to do just a touch of theory where the question that I raised to everyone before, when do we pivot from 2022 into fully 2023? I mean, the answer is never, right? You always keep an eye going back. We also can't do everything every day. It's 15 games every day. We all have a life. And it's like, man, sorry. When do we make that pivot? I mentioned, the 400 pitches could give you 5 starts. Other people might say, oh, it's 6 starts, which is 30 days. And you got to be careful. The reason why we mentioning this and the nuance, right? So let's look at Freeland. Last 193 innings, what you consider like a nice strong sample. 4.20 ERA, 137 WHIP. All the earned indicators above 4.5. Stuff plus on the fastball at 70. Single-digit K-minus walk, single-digit swing and strike, 20% whiff rate, near 90% in-zone contact, right? So not fooling anybody, no chases, no swings and miss, all contact, 42% hard hit, 9.5 barrel, only 1 home run per night. He's probably been lucky there, 340 ex-Woba. Probably tells more of a tale, you know. And then you look at this year, you kind of click in, right? That thing that the optometrist uses, or whatever. Camera A, camera 1, camera 2. Player prop, reading my mind. Freeland's been so good, almost scary. Dude's off speed's been phenomenal. Go to the videotape. 18 2/3 from Freeland, only 13 hits. That's a .96 ERA to match a .96 WHIP. Can you believe it? But 2 home runs. The K is low, like we knew. The swing and strike is low, like we knew. Zone contact at 95. How long can this go on? 52% fly ball. Think about that. 95 zone contact, 52 fly ball. He is giving up the 1 home run per nine because the barrel's been cut in half. How much do you trust the control from Freeland? How much do you can trust it in Colorado? For me, about as far as I can throw him. Other side, Rich Hill. I mean, this is one of those things where I guess you could probably use any split you like for Rich Hill. Last 140 innings, 4.6 ERA, 1.3 WHIP, 770 OPS. The stuff plus at 87, 13 K-minus walk, 8% swing and strike. He just lives in the heart of the zone. 26.5 heart rate. I have location metrics up on that sheet. Again, it's free. Twitter, John Legeza, Bird app, Sharpener, blah, blah, blah. I just want to help people follow along. The location metrics really can be helpful sometimes. So Hill, it's so bad, right? He doesn't induce chases. He's got 88% zone contact. But then on top of that, not just because you're pitching to contact doesn't mean you're in the heart of the plate. For example, we'll go look at Kyler Muller in a second. Muller has a 91 zone contact, 21 heart rate. That's nice and low. Max Fried has a 21 heart percentage. Nice and low. Corbin Burns, 19.5, to give you an idea, right? But the flip side, the heart rate, that was bumped to 26 for Hill, right? So he's just living in the zone, middle of it, I should say. 41.5 fly ball, 9.5 barrel, 6 blast. 376 expected WOBA on contact. Obviously, all the Rockies righties are ringing like crazy, but they're all priced up like crazy. I've actually seen that in chat. Right, what do you guys need me for? You just need to chat, man. Rate, review, and subscribe. But yeah, so Nick, and this is where maybe it could get a little bit sharper is that's where you kind of get on these auxiliary sites. We don't have a direct sponsor, so until then, we can promote. I think I can promote whoever I want. Rob, if you're watching, feel free to cancel me, But like this is when you hop into like Underdog, right? Or like Prize Picks and look to correlate on they have pretty FMV, fair market value lines, right? Good lines. And just to pair them, even if like the juice sometimes is not great, whatever, you just play for the pair because you can't get it anywhere else because if you do the SGP, they're going to whack you. So I have found, in fact, if you're going to SGP, you're better off on these other sites, right? So obviously, Chris Bryant is going to have a big game probably today. All right, let's move it up. I think that's all. Let me just check. I'm sorry. I should have to check the algo before because I have to do a little read. So I also, believe it or not, it's funny. I did my Colorado adjustment. Still came up under on this one somehow. It must be the Freeland stuff. Pittsburgh offense, pretty bad. Without Cruz, they kind of went in the tank. The disciplinary basket is strong, but the rest really bad. 5% barrels a team, just so weak. One of the worst pull teams in the league. That's going to hurt you. Other side, Colorado, you really got to buy into this environment stuff. It really matters, right? When they're in Colorado, when they're traveling, when they're moving, and then they ended up, they're a tremendous split team. Now, this is why people are going to be liking the Rockies, whether they're juiced up. Bottom 5 expected WOBA against righties, 287. That's Rockies as a team. 352 against lefties. So, that's why they're juiced up. Look for them to be stacked in DFS and stacked in this. So, again, rather than pay that juice, give me the underdog, 4 Prize Picks, whatever you're into. Next up, it's the Baby Bears. Nice part of town in Chicago, north side of the tracks. My dude Hayden Wesneski. Just, gosh, God. My goodness. Guys, cost me an arm and a leg. Hayden. I actually had a tweet of Hayden Wesneski. And again, right, more lessons. Not that I have the answers to them. You look at, I'm looking at the big set, and Wisniewski was phenomenal last year. Well, if you're looking at 2022 plus 2023, when it was 2022 only, you look like a damn ace. And if you look at 2023, he looks like a damn dog. And if you start combining them, now you're seeing the mishmash, right? The once clean, pure river is now being polluted. So it's like, what do you got? Again, this year it's been a really rough go. 6 innings, 5 earned, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks, 3 ding-dongs. 7.5 ERA, 2.83 whip. Yikes. More walks than Ks, 8 swing strike. Keeping the ball down, but everything in the air is going out, 12 barrel, 4.5 home runs per 9. I mean, he's awesome. I don't know what's going on. It's been a struggle, right? You might see the demotion. I know we love the player. We love the trajectory. We love the trajectory. We love our prospects. But this guy, he could be in trouble. I know I posted the A's team total. What's A's team total? Let's get that. I posted the F5, and now it's juiced up. What's the full team total look like? Jay, can we get that one up, please? Por favor. Because the Cubs bullpen has been on the struggle bus also. No, not first half. How about first half? Hold on, that can't be. Team total 3.5. Let's do it. Let's do this. Another 0.2, right? So once we set the daily, people. So whether it's 0.2 or 0.3, we're just trying to stay under our daily allotted umbrella. That number becomes the dog bet and the bet to win for favorites. So we're going to bet it's 125? I thought it was over minus 105. So we're going to win 0.2. We're going to bet 0.21. Sorry, this is the one place where my style can get a little bit complicated. But again, if you do believe in the BS, I'm slinging, then profits made on the edges, and that's where we're going to get it. So lock in 0.21 on the 3.5 over. So we're going over. We're gonna look to cash in on the trash in, right? Cash on the trash. Oakland offense. I know people trashing it again, right? Last 7, Oakland offense. 367 OBP, 800 OPS, 22K rate, 87 zone contact, 354 WOBA. It's not terrible. Damn right. Yeah, Damani knows profits made on the edges. That's how you do it, man. That's why betting plus props, that's why having a daily allotted risk under 1.5%, 2.5%, 2%, let's call it, keeps you in the game, win or lose. And that's why I never cry about it. I signed up, we lost. This is not for you then, right? No complaining round here. Only tough guys, tough men and women round her. So it's Oakland. Let's go over the team total. And I'm going to be completely honest in my selfishness real quick. If Oakland gets waxed because Wisniewski's dope, then we get our fantasy guy back. But I really think they go over. And again, Cubs bullpen, it's been a struggle as well. They don't really have the closer, right? 4.25 ERA on the season. Bottom 5 chase rate, 10% barrel. That's Chicago Cubs. So hopefully we won't need it. And the way it's been going, we're getting 4th with Wisniewski. But we'll look to get in the middle of that pen again. Unless he's great, we should be eating on those relievers. All right, next up, we got 3 to go. Time to do it. Yeah, it's tough. Weather right now is a little crazy. Let's see. Nice park upgrade. I think I might have missed the original one. Damn you, Rich Hill. Yeah, but listen. How could you listen? You don't have to come off the Rockies bats, man. I maybe should have looked at team total. I don't like to have to get 6. It might even be 6.5, right? Anyway, let's move it up and then we'll circle back. So Atlanta Braves Max Fried Eggs is back, going to San Diego. The beautiful weather near that aquarium. And Ryan, nice weathers. How's that one? Freed's a goat. Right, no question. Last 189 innings, 2.48 ERA, 1.02 WHIP, 5.82 OPS, just awesome. 2.69 FIP, 2.57 deserved ERA, 4.3% walk, 37 O swing, 51 ground ball, 0.5 home run per 9. How about this? A 2.62 expected WOBA, right? Expected WOBA, an amalgamated stat combining exit velocity and launch angle. People use it as a luck stat. I don't. It's a descriptive stat of contact quality. Freed, really hard to get a hold of, man. Seriously good. San Diego offense in a tough, they're in a rut right now, right? So on the season, the 231 batting average is a problem. The disciplinary stats are good, right? 10% walk, 10% swing strike is good. Too many double plays. They are lifting it. 44 fly ball, but 27 hard hit, explaining the low batting average, okay? 9% barrel explaining the 22 home runs as a team. The problem is when you hit the bit of a skid, you get what you're getting right now, last 7. This is the Padres as a team. 301 OBP, 642 team OPS. That's atrocious from a team like that. 83 zone contact, 289 team WOBA. Fried should mow him down. But I have trouble betting on starters the first time back. And that's the reason I haven't gotten on it. I don't even know what the price is. Sorry, shame on me. Heavy juice on the Braves. No thanks. The note for me here going forward, and again, there's plenty of opportunities to bet. And if you think I'm coming up a bit short on the ticket, it's more than anything because I don't want to get you in trouble. But feel free to check my work. There is more than I have given you all the stuff that I've used personally for years is now at your disposal for less than a quarter a day. Thank you, Rob Pizzola, for allowing me to bring this to everybody and kind of helping, right? He's always big into that. That's why people gravitate towards Rob. Not just, right, he's funny and he's cool and everything. He makes money, right? Obviously. But it's a willingness to be open and a willingness to improve and a willingness to kind of, I don't want to say pioneer, like we're doing something special. But I do mean trailblaze, right? Making yourself uncomfortable is very important. Coming outside of your comfort zone in order to succeed because you have confidence in yourself. It's really important. Again, feather in the cap. I don't know. That's some feel-good stuff to go with the baseball stuff, to go with the theory, to go with the application. One-man band banging the drum, doing the harmonica, banging the clash, sound the clash. Call to the pen crew. Black sheep of the Hammer Betting Network. Rate, review, and subscribe before we get canceled. Be the first to say I pressed the cartoon finger before Big Johnny got the hook, yo. All right, man, they can't stop us. Come on. You can't stop what can't be stopped, yo. There is no stopping what cannot be stopped. All right, so obviously I think the Braves take care of business, but I really feels like a donkey bet. I try and do my best to identify what stinks like bad chalk. I get a lot of feedback about that stuff. I mean, it goes to show how closely people listen, and it means so much to me. Whatever. Oh, you mentioned that not to pay that juice. Sometimes that's as good as not betting, right? Avoiding the tax, the juice is huge. So, all right, let's try and wrap this one up in time to go make peanut butter and jelly for the kiddies. It's Corbin Burns and the Brewers against Seattle. Chris Flexen and the Gun Show. Remember when Burns was no good? I'm sorry. People are just crazy overreactions. 219 innings, 312 ERA, 0.98 whip for Burnsy, 606 OPS. I was yelling boo Burns. 282 deserved ERA, 23.1 K minus walk, right? Not K minus walk. 32 CSW, 34.5 whip. Awesome. And he really, one of the best in the league at reducing foul balls, right? Foul rate is sticky, but you see it happening consistently. You know, the guy's really good. Burns is like ridiculously good on the edges. Just ridiculously good. This year, you might not know it. 17 and a third, 10 earned runs. That's a 5.19 ERA, but the 3.12x. Walk rate still in check. Zone contact rate up a bit high, but the ground balls are there. No home runs. So it's wheels up, right? He dominated last time out. Like, what do you expect? I was surprised to see so many people kind of victory lapping Corbin Burns not having been great. You know, like whatever. Chris Flex on the other side, last 149 innings. 4.11 ERA, not terrible, but the 1.38 whip too high, 740 OPS, way too high. Sierra north of 5, XFIP north of 5, 6.5 K minus walk, single digit swing and strike, 23 CSW. Yikes. 52 first strike. That's the real problem. That's where I think he's going to get in trouble. I got something from Milwaukee, right? Flexing too many fly balls, too many hard hit balls, 9% barrel, 335 expected WOBA. I actually don't think he's been properly punished, let's call it. Take a look at Milwaukee here. Milwaukee. I forget that joke. It means with Alice Cooper, Wayne's World. Ah, damn it. I had it at the tip of my tongue. Milwaukee. Actually pronounced Milwaukee. Anyway, it's something so stupid, right? Milwaukee, ups and downs. High OBP, one of the best in the league on the year. 346 team OBP, and always looking at that. 11% walk, we mentioned. Flexing, struggling with that. He struggles with chases. They don't chase. He gives up a lot of contact in the zone. Now, they have been great with contact in the zone, but I'm hoping the contact they have had has been very good. This is the Brewers. 40 hard hit, 9 barrel, 339 WOBA. Also, very, very heavy split for the Brewers. Keep that in mind, right? These are the things we like to look for. The Brewers much better against righties than lefties. 339x on the season, which is very high, opposed to 288 against lefties. So chalk up your Brewers. And I believe it's righties in particular. I'm sorry, that was the thing I was stumbling on, everybody. Was splits are not always equal. Check it out. Heavy reverse split for Flexen struggling with the fastball. 641 OPS to lefties. And I just added home runs. Someone asked for this, splitting home runs, and it's made my life much easier. Again, 24.5 cents a day. Well worth it. Chris Flexen, 641 OPS. 17K, 11 walk to lefties. Like, not bad, right? Too many walks. That's where the walks are. He's walking them, but half a home run per 9, 641 OPS. Check out the righty side. 833 OPS, 1.9 home runs per 9. That's where you want to go. Let's check out those Mille walk A righties. The prop I was looking for, I believe it's Garrett. How about Willie Adames? Bring up Willie, Slick Willie. I forgot what I lost track of my stuff, but that's okay. Oh, I have Willie and Anderson. All right, forget Willie. This is exactly the thought process I went in. Oh, Brewers are a straight fade against lefties. It's really bad. Here we go, Larry L., my dude. How about Brian Anderson? Is that what you got up there? One step ahead, my dude, Jay Bird. Let's lock that one in. I see 155 at FanDuel. Oh, baby. Jay Bird taking after the big man, looking for the second best price. Again, what separates us at Call to the Pen? HQ, what separates us in general? What separates me from the rest of the Fugays? Very simple. Honesty. And I'm not a snake. And I understand that I might lose. And I'm not going to do things to compromise myself to avoid it. That's life in a big city, yo. What I'm talking about is these prices. Using betstamp.app/call to the pen, you'd know that I think it's Rivers has 143, but at the very least, Caesars 130, FanDuel 155. But what I was getting at is people, run to post the one line without checking to see if it's live. I found, to be more honest, I'm going to give you the second best line, right, that I'm referring to. When I post stuff, I don't post the best line in the world, the one you can't get. I probably post a public line. That's why I am me. That's why we do what we do. And that's why sometimes you come out flat. Sometimes you lose because it's just so hard and it's not fake. So anyway, enough of that. Brian Anderson. Right? Let's go. People kind of forgot about this guy. Let's take a look. I got you really quick. 51 PAs against righties so far. Come on, man. We're doing it all. 2 home runs, 3 doubles, 286 batting average. We're into that. 873 OPS with the 500 slug, 214 ISO, 374 WOBA. Give me Brian Anderson props. Add that right with the 0.2. Grazie mille. Nice little prop ticket going on today. I like these plays. I really dig the pricing, in particular when, we don't love the pitching, right? I think we're all noticing pitching's been really tough. All right, let's do the last game really, really quick. I got nothing on it. I actually have the Dodgers covering it up, but I really didn't want to give it the juice. I tend to like David Peterson, but I'm just going by the algo. I have the Dodgers kind of pretty definitively beating up on Peterson. I'm a big Dustin May guy. I wrote the algo, but I didn't tell it to like Dustin May. Dustin May's just been really good so far. 1.47 ERA, 0.76 whip at 18 and a third. Last 48 and a third, 3.35 ERA, 101 whip, 526 OPS, 48 ground ball. He does it all, man. He keeps it down. He keeps it in the park. And now I think we're seeing swing and miss stuff from May. Hasn't happened this year. 7.5 swing and strike, but 0 home runs. 43% ground ball. Peterson, other side, been a bit up and down. 4.91 ERA, 1.84 whip. Yeah, I guess the thing is, the Dodgers are really good against lefties also. That's got to be, I was trying to pick up in real time why the algo likes the Dodgers so much, but I know Peterson is not trash. And that's really what it is. It's a mixture of everything. The Mets are just average against righties, 321 ex-WOBA on the season. Disciplinary basket, like I mentioned before, is excellent, but the Mets only have a 217 team batting average, 46% ground ball on the year. Zoom in last 7, it's getting better, 361 team OBP. They don't chase at all, but they're not really battering it up either. Dodgers, bit of a dip last 7 days, but you can look for them to stick it up. The season stats are just thick. They don't chase. 12.5 barrel, 371. Well, but just crazy. top 3 almost in everything that matters as far as contact quality goes. Though they do not run at all. Also, fantasy stuff, right? Some teams run, some teams just not running at all. One and Done Sports in the building. What's up, kiddo? Good to see. They have a lot of, we're getting usuals and like there's new usuals, and I'm seeing regulars connect with new regulars and kind of build. I guess I've heard of these things happen before. I never thought that I'd be at the center of it. But appreciate you all. The comment section here is just ridiculous. I'll tell you what. I think you can make a betting ticket of the comment stuff, the ones I'm not playing, and it's plus EV. That's how sharp people are. Michael K, one of those people. Sharp as a tack, yo. So I'm leaving this one, but I do like the Dodgers, but I can't get with the juice. Maybe I struggle to bet against the Mets. I'm not really a Met fan, but maybe it's a New York thing. Again, I'm very honest. Because normally when I see the strength of the algo hit, I would normally do it. I mentioned not being cowardice. Hey, before we go, Jay, how about the F5 run line? May versus Peterson. What does it look like? All right. Let's get this one. Let's do another dime piece. Okay, so it's a 0.11 because we're going to take the minus. The one I'm recommending is minus 105. If you're using BetStamp and you're smart, you can get it at 100. But I have an algo hit for this. I often struggle to find the courage to bet on some stuff. And then you think, well, what's the point of the algorithm? And what's the point of this? If you're not betting one because you think it's silly, like people, it's crazy. Everybody can win. Anybody, I should say, can win any given day. So small bet, just a nib. Put 11 on that bad boy to win 10, right? To win 10. Oh, 10. I'm sorry, 10 to win 10 if you got the even money. 11 to win 10 at minus 105. Again, either way, I don't care, right? I'm not hiding anything from you people. So I think the Dodgers get it done. Can we bring up the ticket real quick? Let's try and recap it. Doing the thing we do every day. Me and you call to the pen, HQ. Damani, last thing, what should the Yanks do with Hicks? You roll him out there, and gosh, I don't know what's going on. I'm very aggressive. I probably just bring up Dominguez to play the corner and let Judge play center for right now and see what we got. Everyone else is bringing up prospects. Why are we rolling out, garbage below replacement level players? So let's bring up the ticket now. Sorry, Jay Bird, you want a man. Best production crew in the world. Okay, so at the top, we've got, Cincinnati F5, but it's a pinch. So, I know people say, a pinch and a touch. We actually define these things, so I'm comfortable saying it. He took a nibble. And what the regular Twitter handicapper means when they say that is nothing, right? It means they're not taking accountability. Well, if they lose, that was just a nibble. I didn't want you to put any money on it. Where a nibble means physically a dime, right? So 1/10 of a unit, okay? So if I say a nibble, I'm not weaseling out of anything. So we're going to go with Hunter Green in the pitching edge. We're going to go with Kerry Carpenter over 1.5 total bases against Hunter Gaddis. Love the plus money. Same thing with nasty Nate Lowe. And, the CLV challenge, we'll do the CLV challenge at the end. So Nate Lowe. Then the DeGrom full game cover. Can't imagine how this one goes wrong. Our Oakland A's, Elephants balancing on beach balls. Oh, yeah, Bader back to Fire Sports. He's on top of it. Right, but, again, those feet are really tough. Elephants on beach balls to score 4 runs against the Cubbies today. Again, Wes Nesky really struggling. Cubs bullpen really struggling. Brian Anderson, love it. Over 1.5 total bases, batting third every single day. Dude is raking against Flexen, who's been trash. And we're on the road, guaranteed the 9th frame. The last piece of the puzzle with total bases that, I like to recommend. Again, lessons everywhere. Doing every damn thing you can think of, please. Show your appreciation by pressing the like button. It's free. The show is free. And if you want all the degeneracy, you can get at me for another 24 cents a day. What's the last one? Oh, the Dodgers on the F5. So a nice balanced ticket, nice low risk. Again, my betting ticket's a little bit different. And again, it's congruent. Right there, I hate a bet. That would kill me if people said you bet 4 one side here and against. I would never do that. It's just we have the team total early, but now that line is moved, so we've had to kind of punt back. Right. So again, at the very least, I'm consistent and I care. So that will do it for the big show. Fastest show on MLB, absolutely anywhere. Thank you so much for picking up what we're putting down. Rate, review, and subscribe. Colton Penn HQ. Holler at my boy Rob Pizzola, the pizza man. Thank him for the large round. Come on, everybody. Enjoy the games. Enjoy your day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. And remember, when you work this hard, it feels a lot less like luck, right? Damn right, yo. Peace.